Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube live. It's been I don't know how long. I think that I checked it was like 6 months ago. Uh yeah, a lot has happened during those 6 months. So I apologize if you've been waiting for my YouTube lives because I've been talking about it for the longest time. I've done my Facebook lives. I didn't do one last week, but I was telling everybody, hey, I was gonna do my YouTube live, and I miss it so much. I miss you guys. And Neela Osborne, hey, how's it going? Oh my gosh. You know what? That was one person I forgot to message, and it was you. So thank you for joining, Neela. It's from Australia. Yes, you know how badly I want to go to Australia. I think someone asked me the other day about which places I would like to go to, and I was like, Australia, Australia. So hopefully one day get to go there. Hey Tracy, good to see you. It's been a long time, Tracy. Are you going to come live tonight with me? Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to see you. I'm gonna wait for some more people to show up. It's gonna take a while, and remember, my YouTube lives, the audience is much smaller, so that's why I kind of like it. Because I get to communicate with you. I can actually see the chat, and I can actually answer your questions or even say hi to you. Can you guys hear me okay? Because um I didn't get a chance to test everything before I went live. So, and it's been a while since I did my live stream here on YouTube. So, if you could just tell me that you can hear me clearly, that'd be so awesome. There are I'm still waiting for the usuals. If you have seen my lives, we do have a very, very good time. Later on in the show, after I do all my talking, I'd like to invite one of the viewers or even multiple viewers to come share your story. And today's topic is about hope. You've probably seen my quote posted on Facebook or Instagram many times, and life is full of surprises. So always have hope because anything can happen tomorrow, right? So, through my journey so far, I mean, it's happened to me so many times where I felt that it was the end, that there was nothing left, that there's nothing to look forward to, or, it just felt like I was like in such a dark place, right? And this includes, the one that not recently, but I recovered from anxiety and depression. I mean, that was probably the biggest one. But hey, Eddie. Wow, Edie. How are you doing? Wow, it's been such a long time. Do you miss my YouTube lives, Edie? It's been such a long time. And I apologize, I haven't been posting as much on my YouTube channel as well, because as you know, I just recovered from my injury, which took about 4 months to heal. So it was a very tough process, but I am finally, I think I'm 100% now. So I'm very happy and excited to be here today. Loud and clear, perfect. Okay, so no echo or anything. This is great. This is perfect. If you happen to come to Australia, come to Adelaide. Okay, gotcha. Adelaide. I'll have to message you prior to me going to Australia. So, uh, Adelaide. Okay, I got it. Okay, you're gonna take me around, right? Tracy says hi, everyone. Tracy is so awesome. I one time Tracy, I'm gonna try getting you here on my show. Hey Shell, how are you doing? Shell, there you are. Shell, is Coda there too? Tell Coda I say hi. Give him a big hug for me. It's always great to see you, Shell. And you're telling me you just started summer school, so I think you're probably super excited because I know you love kids so much. Okay, great, Neil. I think that's great. So yeah, this quote, maybe I should wait a little bit. I'm gonna ask about how your weekend is, guys. Before I start getting into this, because I don't want anybody to miss what I'm talking about. So I hope you guys, what have you guys been doing this weekend? I know the weather here, Tracy knows that it hasn't been the greatest. It's been warm, but cloudy days and stuff like that. But again, we have to enjoy every single day because as I say always, how every day is a blessing, right? We get a chance to wake up. That first breath that we take every single morning is a miracle of its own. So we have to look at that first before our mind starts to go crazy, and then we start thinking about all the things that could happen during the day, or we think too much about what's going to happen tomorrow. But the first thing that I do when I wake up is gratitude, right? I'm grateful for all the things that I already have, and God, I talk a lot about gratitude. I talk a lot about enjoy the day to the fullest. Even though you may not have the perfect day, or it's rare that it happens that we get like a perfect day, right? But you know, even though it is we're riding some sort of storm or we're going through something difficult, we still have to wake up and appreciate that we get that opportunity, that we're alive, right? That we get that opportunity to do something today, right? To make differences in our lives, that we can, so that we can make those positive changes. Hopefully, if your mind isn't like thinking too negatively, that you're able to do these positive things to your life so that you can move forward. And it's all it's a lot about momentum, right? So, you know, if you're positively thinking all the time, you know, great things are going to happen to you, positive things are going to happen to you. However, as I learned through my journey with anxiety and depression, is, you know, those negative thoughts, well, if you're thinking about too much, they are going to take over your life, right? It's just how it is. But I'll talk more about that as I move forward further along on this live stream. Yes, hot and humid here. It is super hot and humid. That's why I'm doing my live inside today. Hi, Narita. How are you doing? Glad you can join, Narita. Oh my gosh, Narita, I did not message you. I so apologize for that. Is that grammarly correct? I am next time I remember. I was like, I had this list of all these people I wanted to message because it's been such a long time since I had my lives, and then Narita, you're definitely supposed to be on my list, so I will definitely message you. So glad to see you, Narita. It is cold. That is, wow, 9 degrees Celsius, Neil. Australia. Okay, when I go to Australia, I'm not going to come in July. So let me know when it's really hot there. Shell says it's very hot and humid. Tracy says thanks, Shell. Los Angeles Kings fan for life. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Hockey. I don't watch a lot of hockey, but I used to. The Maple Leafs almost did well this year, but they didn't win the Stanley Cup. So, but Edmonton almost did. They were very, very close. So hopefully next year our Canadian team will win the Stanley Cup. Let's go Canada. So okay, well, so more people are coming in. Oh, someone else just joined. Edie Dallas hit. Dallas hit. Oh, you're talking about the weather, right, Edie? About Dallas? Um, there was a hurricane. I don't know where it was. It was just recent, but yeah, I mean, it's been raining. It's, you know, the bits and pieces left from that hurricane. We got that the other day. So yes, Edmonton was close. I didn't watch it, Tracy, but I know you're a hockey fan, so you probably watched it. They almost came back. So yeah, hockey is a very exciting sport, but number one is basketball for me. So Roger, it's Zachary. Okay, gotcha. Zachary. But you're a Los Angeles Kings fan, huh? I see, I see. Hey, Zachary. I was just thinking about your story. So Zachary has a really really great story because it actually reminded me of my own story. So I was wondering if you would be interested in coming live. And have a one-on-one video chat, and you could, if you want, you could tell your story, because I know you went through a really difficult time and it's very tough. And I think this quote that we'll be talking about has a lot to do with your journey, right? About going through what you went through and finding the light. So if you want, later on, just let me know. I'm going to put out a link, and then all you got to do is just click it, and then you'll come on one-on-one with me, and we'll have a conversation about your story. And that's only if you want to, right? Shell's been here, Edie's been here, Tracy's been here, and you know, it's a great opportunity for you to share your story. For anybody, not even if they're not watching now, but they'll end up watching it later. And I think your story can relate to a lot of people. I mean, Shell had an amazing story. I had her as a guest once, and I think a lot of people saw her story or heard her story, and they were like, you know, I'm going through something like that. And it's good to hear from someone else, because sometimes you feel that, hey, you know what? I think I'm the only one that's going through this, right? And I think that was one of the things that I was telling myself when I was going through my darkness, was that I was like, I'm like one in a billion, and this is probably, I'm the only one that's going through this, right? And it's difficult because, you know, I started blocking people away. I didn't want to listen to anybody. And then, you know, through my healing process, I opened myself to, you know, listening to other people talk. But I was trying to find someone with a very similar story to mine, someone that I can compare my life to, right? Because if I could find someone that had something similar to me, then I could say, they went through the same thing I did, and they were able to recover from it, or they were able to heal themselves from it. And it's very inspiring, right? And it can motivate you as well. So that's why I do what I do, because I believe that, because I felt at the beginning that I was the only one that was going through, I realized that, hey, you know what? There are millions of people that are going through what I'm going through, right? So if I'm able to heal myself, if I'm able to prove to myself that I can overcome my anxiety and depression, then maybe my story can help inspire other people all over the world that I was hoping for, so that they can, you know, find that light, right? Oh, mom, it's Benji, girl. You were the first person to chat in the beginning. I was gonna say, is Mama your name? So I was gonna say, okay, so I'll just say hi. But it's you, Benji, girl. How are you doing? How is Lala? Oh, Lala, mommy. How's Lala doing? Is she there right now? Tell her I say hi. Hi, Lala, if you're watching. And Shell knows Benji, girl. It also helps when you give help. Yes, it definitely does. And I'm so blessed that I'm able to, God gave me a gift and it's a gift that I never thought I had, was to write my quotes to help other people, and that's why, words are so powerful, whether it's two words, three words, it can really make an impact in someone's life, especially if you're repeating it daily, right? Like if you just read the quote, "Life is full of surprises, so always have hope. Anything can happen tomorrow," and you just keep remembering that, you keep repeating that every single day, then the more you say it, the more hope you'll have, right? The more you'll say, you know what, I don't have to think about all the bad things that are going to happen tomorrow, but I can think about all the good things that can happen. It's like you just don't know what's going to happen, right? We already know what happened in the past because it already happened. Today, we still don't know what's going to happen ahead of us, right? But if you keep your mind strong enough, like that's why I always talk about strengthening your mindset, because it's so important, right? To keep, like, when I was going through my healing process again, when I injured my arm, it was a very tough time for me, because the last thing I wanted was that same injury to come back, and it did. And then I had to start all over again, right? I started working out again, after my first accident, and then I felt so good, and then all of a sudden I got hit with the same injury, right? And it was just, I was mentally prepared for it this time, so I just telling myself, just hang in there and just keep moving forward, because eventually your arm is going to heal. Even though I didn't know when it was going to heal, but it did, right? So I'm back to working out. I'm back doing my YouTube lives, my Facebook lives, and trying to catch up for the stuff that I missed out on that time while I was healing, because I couldn't even sit on this chair, because once I sat down on this chair, I had this pain just ran up my arm. So that's why you probably didn't see a lot of my lives or any videos. I haven't posted a lot of videos, but I'm starting to do that again. So, yep, she is here, still on vacation mode. Classes will start July 20th. Wow, that's early. She must have got a vacation, like in May, maybe, because my kids just started, and they're on vacation hours, so they're sleeping. My two daughters are here in front of me right now. They sleep at like 2 in the morning and wake up at like 10 in the morning, like daddy. So thanks, Edie, for the correction. My cousin is still helping me today. Oh, yeah, that's great. You have that support, Zachary. I had a lot of support. I had my mom beside me, my wife, my kids were there. Well, they were much younger, but they were still supporting me in a way, even though our relationship kind of fell apart because of what I was going through. What I was going through, and I was kind of embarrassed in the fact that I was this father that used to be there for them, and now I can't be there for them. And it was very difficult, because the one thing that I want to be is to be like a super dad. Like, I want them to be like, oh, my dad is awesome. And then I was telling myself, this is not going to happen anymore, because look at me. Like, who wants a father that's having like these mental issues, and just I looked like a monster, right? And I thought that I was a monster to them. So that's why I kind of shied away from them. And yes, you guys know my story. So Neela says, hey, Rita, how are you doing? Glad you could join. So happy you guys are all here. Not everybody. Patty's still not here. So, but glad to see you, Rita. It's been a while. maybe I can have you on on the live later a bit later on. Neela says, I haven't been in the darkness, but I've been in a very difficult situation. But such encouragement, quotes, and believing in God kept me going and strong each time. Neela, if you'd like, I'd later on, maybe you want to come in and talk about your story, and some people can relate to it, because I think these stories are very, very important. People that have gone through some sort of darkness, thinking that tomorrow is never going to be, it's not going to be better. It's not going to get any better. Okay, and it's that belief system that I talk about, is that when we start listening to our mind, those negative thoughts, and we continuously keep listening to it, then we start believing in it. And when we start believing in it, then this world is created for us, for our future, right? So that's why, it is very, very important to start working on yourself. Like, you know I talk about loving yourself, right? And gratitude, being grateful. Like, those are the things that we don't think about a lot, but we should, because it is so important. Because it's the love energy, right? If you're blocking out that love energy, then that universe, the universe is made out of love, right? So if we're not matching frequencies with what the universe is giving us, then we're not going to receive, right? So when I was thinking negatively all day with my anxiety and depression, the universe had a lot to give to me, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to say, okay, can I have it now? Right? I kind of like created these walls, and I just blocked everything away. But once I started to love myself, and once I started to like love everything around me, and I stopped hating. Hating was, I think, one of the things that really was one of the problems that I was going through. And it's, if you're going through anxiety and depression, it's normal, right? Because you just have so much anger, and it's this hatred that builds up, right? And I had all these rage fits, that really affected everything. It affected my family, affected me, and I was just pouring out negative energy, right? And everybody around me were being affected by it, right? So, but once I changed all of that, then I started to see everything change, right? And that's how powerful love is. Um, Shell, I'm sorry to know that Bean. Oh, right, Bean passed away. Shell is definitely recovering from it. So happy for her that she's gotten to this point. She has Coda now, and Coda's probably watching me right now. So, yeah, Coda's is great. And the funny thing is, Coda is like so similar to my dog's name, which is Kona. Shell says, thank you, Benji Girl. It's been almost 5.5 months. I miss him immensely every day, but I know that he's always watching over me as my forever angel. He definitely is. He's watching us right now. Right, Bean? um, let's see. Shell, and everyone's giving love to Shell because everyone knows who Shell is, and Shell is such an amazing person. So yeah, so I'm going to talk about one incident, about hope, okay, and how what we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay, so one of them was, so in my early 20s, I was doing a lot of singing competitions, and there was one in particular that if the winners were going to be signed on a contract and they were going to do a CD, something that, and it was the funny thing is it was a Chinese singing contest. Okay, so I don't know how to speak a lot of Chinese. I don't know how to read Chinese, but I just memorized the lyrics and I just went with it, right? So luckily, I had a pretty good voice. So the day of the competition, I went and I sang, and I was like, I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to make it. And they called everyone up on the stage, and my name didn't get called, right? They called 6 people. So these 6 people were going to do like a group. It was like a group, right? And they were going to do a CD. I was so upset, and I thought everything was over, because I really had high hopes for it. And I thought that was going to be my career. I was going to be a professional singer. And I cried because I was so devastated by the results. And I was probably like, oh, they didn't pick me because, I was born in Canada, and everyone else that was picked were born from Hong Kong and they know how to speak Chinese. And that's understandable, right? But, I was very upset. So I thought it was over, right? I didn't have depression or anything. I was just very, very upset because I really wanted to become a singer. And so I think it was 7 days later, during that 7 days, I just kept thinking about it. And I was just like, now what am I going to do? right? I'm gonna stop trying. I'm gonna stop singing, and all these thoughts started pouring into my head. And then I got a phone call, um, and it was the one of the managers there, and he said, "You know what, Roger? I don't care who they picked that night, but I believe that you had one of the best voices. So we're going to sign you instead of the person that the judges picked." Which is, I don't know how that works, right? But it happened, and I was like, "How did that happen?" Like I was so shocked. And so that brought me to my journey of becoming a professional singer. It wasn't for a very long time, but I had the opportunity to go to a recording studio, going through the process of taking photos for the CD cover and all that stuff, and hanging out with all the people that were part of the group, and going through some concerts and doing all that. So it was one of those things where you thought it was over, but then all of a sudden it's like you get this phone call, and you get the great news about something that you didn't expect, right? And I'm sure you may not have received a lot of those type of stories, but I'm sure you've received something like that, right, in your past, right? So you have to just continue to believe that something good is going to happen, because again, we just don't know what's in store for us in the future, right? Shell says, yes, he will, Edie. And I firmly believe that Bean sent coded to me as his world was turned upside down around the time that Bean passed away, as his first mommy surrendered him due to being terminally ill. Good morning, Sai. You made it. Everyone knows who Sai is because she is such a super amazing person, such a loving, caring. And I keep thinking about that time when Sai, on my birthday, I had Sai. Sai was live. She was busy at someone else at one of her relatives' birthday. And remember, Sai, when you were outside and you got your family to sing happy birthday or say happy birthday to me. I mean, I will always remember that moment. And Sai, you are just an amazing person. I love you so much. I love all of you guys. You guys are such amazing people. And that's why I miss my lives, just being here. Um, so yeah, that was just one. And that was, that wasn't the hardest one, obviously, is the one that when I believed that my life was over. I think that for anybody, I don't know if you've ever hit rock bottom before, but that is probably the darkest place to ever be in, right? And to ever think that you could actually come out from that to see the light after so much darkness it almost seems impossible, right? And that was probably the time when this quote when I wrote this quote, this is what I wrote it based on, is because I wanted to tell people that no matter how dark it is, no matter how hard it rains, no matter you know how many mountains you have to climb, and you feel that you'll never get there, it's not impossible. I proved to myself that I was able to somehow create a system for myself. It was like a formula, right? Like, what did I have to do first in order to get to the next step? And then when I discovered that that worked for me, okay, what do I have to do next so that I can, you know, evolve to the next level? Because I started off at the bottom, like level zero, and I wanted to get to level 100, right? And at the beginning, I thought it was like, there's no way I'm going to do it. But the more and more I believed in myself, the more I started to see that light enter into my life. And once I started to see these positive changes, and Kona, right, Shell, our little furry animal puppy loved one, there's so much love in them, and I just couldn't believe that such a small animal can make such a big difference in your life. Where is she? I think she was. Is Kona here? Oh, she is here. Okay, I gotta bring Kona for you guys so you guys can see her because she is adorable. Yeah, and it's just amazing when you are surrounded by love and how much it can change you. I had that with my family, but again, when I was talking earlier before how my family was kind of falling apart, so a little bit of that connection between us was not there. My mother was there. She was there 24/7, doing whatever she could to try to help me heal. But again, it was up here in my head. It was all the thoughts that were running in my mind, and it was just foggy. Like it was just I had no vision of what was to come in the future. It was just every single day was the same day. Every day I'm gonna have a bad day, and every day I'm gonna cry, and it was like that every single day. And I built this kind of like this cycle, right? That it's like a song. Like I say this a lot. It's like the same record. You put it on, you play it every single day. But I was listening to a really bad song. Okay, the song that one song that makes you cry all the time. That's what I was listening to every single day. So I had to finally say I had enough. I need to change the tune. I had to change what I'm listening to every single day. And once I did that, oh my gosh, man, that's like it was one of the probably the one of the biggest changes that I made in my life to make such a big difference, right? And then that will lead to my basement star, which I'm not going to talk about because I talk about it so many times. I hit my rock bottom twice when I lost my two baby boys who were still in my tummy. Wow, that is tough. Wow. Lost my two baby boys who were still in my tummy, 10 years apart before I had Lala. That is why she is so precious to me and my husband. She is our world and everything. And yeah, I mean, I don't I'm just wondering if I had any people message me about that same story. But you've seen these type of stories or heard about it, and to recover from that, that takes a lot, right? Just and if because if you're trying again after that experience, you kind of have you're obviously going to have trauma, and then you're going to also have that fear. Is that the same thing going to happen again, right? And now I understand that Lala is so precious to you, and she was an angel sent by God. And and I could just feel her energy right now. How powerful her energy is. She is definitely God sent to you. So wow, that's a crazy story. If you want, I would love to, Benji Girl, for you to come on. I never had you on live before, but again, I'm gonna put this link soon. So I'm going to have someone come on if you're interested in coming on, and you can talk about your story. I'm not no pressure. Just if you feel that you're ready, please come on, and I'd love to have a one-on-one with you. Zachary, if you're still there, I really would love for you to come on, but whenever you're ready. Tracy says, I'm so sorry, Benji Girl. Yes, it is very difficult. Neela says, so sorry, Benji. Benji Girl, my heart goes out to you. Yeah, it is. It is that is an incredible journey, and hitting rock bottom at the same time and coming out after that. But when you do see that light, right, Benji Girl, it really makes a big difference on your perspective about life, right? You start to have that hope that the times when you thought that you probably lost all hope or you had no faith, it comes back and it becomes stronger. um and the more, like, if you're going through a difficult time, you can always look back into the past, right? And then it will remind you that, well, I went through a really rough time back in the day, but God, you know always trust his timing and everything. Where he's never going to put you through anything that you cannot handle, right? And just believe that, even though it's going to be a very difficult journey or a very difficult chapter, that there is something that, and it's hard if in some cases, right? When, for example, when someone loses someone, and then you tell them that everything happens for a reason, and they're like, I don't understand what the reason for that is. Like, what am I supposed to learn from that, right? There's probably something much bigger that we don't know about, that God has planned for you, um, that we don't understand, right? But we have to always believe that whatever happens throughout our journey, there is some sort of purpose for it, right? Maybe it doesn't affect you personally, but affects something else outside of what right? So yeah. Hope, guys, hope, and believing and having faith is something I almost lost completely. I was literally hanging on a thin thread, and that was that time when I left my house. You guys know that story, and I just didn't even say goodbye to my kids or my family or my even my mom, and I just left my house. I grabbed a knapsack, I just started walking, and I was just hoping that I was going to collapse. But thank God my sister found me, brought me home, and then I know I had to slap myself in the face, and I said, "Wake up, Roger! What are you doing?" That's when gratitude kicked in, and I just thought to myself, there's so much. Why did you leave in the first place? There's so much that you have, and you just have to remember that these are the things that you should be grateful for. And it is so important to have this and realize that this is like a lot of things that you have already, a lot of people don't, right? And I think by thinking of that, you're just setting yourself up so that you can always remind yourself that even though there are people, like there's this one guy, I was driving, and this guy, he was limping, and I've seen him a couple of times in our town, and he's just walking like he looks completely lost. And it's just, I can see it that he probably doesn't have a home to live in, but imagine being him. He's just wandering. And then I thought to myself, wow, firstly, I felt so bad for him, but I was telling myself, I'm driving in a car. I get to go home now, and when I go home, I'm going to have this meal, and then after my meal, I'm going to be able to actually sit down, watch TV, and then I'm going to be able to go to sleep, and then wake up in the morning and have breakfast. And a lot of people don't have that, right? So sometimes you just have to think about that, and just look at where you are compared to other people's lives, right? Yes, Benjigo says, yes, I have two angels watching us. Elmo would have been 20 and Jiju would have been 10. Lala is 7 now. And Benjigo says, thanks, everyone. Tracy says, I'm trying to help my friend who is going through a tough time. Tracy, that's amazing. That support, that circle. Sometimes, like, I can, from my experience, like when I was going through my difficulties, I was very, very embarrassed about the situation I was in. So I didn't want to contact anybody. I just felt like, just leave me alone, because I didn't want anybody to see me in that state, right? I was afraid they were going to be like, hey, Roger, what happened to you? You used to be like this fun-loving guy, a great father, and now you just look like a mess. Like, that's why I couldn't go out to the shopping malls. I couldn't even go anywhere where there's like a lot of people, because I was so ashamed of myself. And I hated myself so much. So if you're there for your friend, that is like so important. And some people may not want to have anyone around them, because they're just, like I said, they might be embarrassed about what they have, or they don't want to share what they're going through. But I think it's very, very important for someone to be there to hold their hand, because that your for your friends, or even your family, the true colors show up when you're at your darkest moments, right? You can have you thought you probably had a really great friend, and then you're asking them for help, and then all of a sudden they're not helping you, right? But those people that are there for you, no matter how dark it gets, those are the people, right? Those are the special people. So I'm sure your friend is probably like, wow, Tracy, this is amazing, right? Oh, she follows my page. Oh, that's great. Would she try to get her on my live? That's great. Thank you so much. I'm gonna post this link. Um, if anybody wants to come on, because I want to hear someone's story, if you have one, um, so we can talk about it. Let's see. All right. So you guys see that link I just posted on the chat? So all you got to do is you click the link, and I will see you on the screen, and then you just type your name at the where it asks you type your name, and then I'll bring you on, and then you can come and we could talk about your story, or if you have maybe it's not your story, but it's a story of someone you know of. You could talk about that story, and it's about hope, and it's about going through something very dark, but not and always believing that something is going to happen to you in the future, because that hope just kicked in and you just never let go of it. And then that experience of seeing the other side of the darkness. So if you have that kind of story, please click that link, and I love to have you on. Oh, Edie, you're going to sleep. All right, Edie, thank you so much for joining. It was great to see you again. I'm hoping to do one of these lives, YouTube lives, once per week. I'm trying to get back on track here. And hopefully I can do that. I've been doing that for my Facebook, so hopefully I'll be able to do my lives here on YouTube. So I'll see you next time, Edie. Thanks again for joining. Um, does anybody what do you guys see the link, right? Oh wait, where'd it go? You guys see it? Oh yeah, yeah, it's right up there. Because Edie said, Roger's right that God sent y'all Lala. Your two sons will always be in your hearts. That is very, very true. I would love to join, but I am so shy. It's okay, Benji girl, because everybody that before they came on, Rita, if you're still here, Rita had that same thing. She was thinking, oh my gosh, stage fright or whatever the case may be. But she clicked the button, she came on, and we just had such an amazing time talking. So you'll never know unless you try, right? Neela, how about you? But too shy to join. You can do it, Neela. Come. I'd like to see you in person and we can talk. We can have a one-on-one. I know it sounds like I'm not forcing anybody. I just want to see someone here. Shell, I've seen Shell many, many times. Shell, it's not that bad, right? Um, you just talk, and it's not like you're not in a live crowd, and it's not as hard as you think it is. It's funny because it's easy for me to say now because I was very camera shy, even though I've done a lot of plays. I was into acting and stuff like that. But filming for the first time for Roger Lee Quotes was very difficult for me. Um, Even though there was nobody around me, I think that's where the sunglasses came in. I think you at the beginning, if you followed my page like many 3 years ago, Shell, you've probably seen it. Like, and I still do it. I still have my sunglasses, but it kind of helped me. If it was like a mask, right? So, but now I can do my lives and I could just talk. I can talk forever. But it really helped, like doing it, doing my lives and all my videos and all that stuff. I gotten a lot better. I mean, I still have a lot of improvement, but I will be doing my podcast soon. I did one about, oh my gosh, I think it was like a year ago. But I want to continue doing that. And these lives are really very, very, very important to me because I want to hear other people's stories and I want other people to listen to it. So hopefully somebody can join. Oh, ooh, someone's birthday. Shell says, I've just been a little teary-eyed this evening. Okay, Shell. I'm sorry you're going through that. I know sometimes it's hard. And I'm most likely it's probably because of Bean, because you'll never forget him. Because it's deep within you. But it's okay to cry because I know Bean is watching you. Oh, is this Shell's birthday? Oh, is this Shell's birthday? Oh my gosh, I missed that. Happy birthday, Shell. Wow, this is your special day. Um, I've known you for how long have I known you, Shell? Maybe 3 years, I think. Maybe 3 years or more. So happy birthday. Maybe I'll sing you a birthday song because everyone's asking me, Roger, can you sing? And I'm just like, I've been promising to do like a live singing thing. There's a Christmas one that I didn't do. And I think the last Facebook Live I said if it was someone's birthday, I'm gonna sing live. So I think today maybe I'm gonna do that for you, Shell, because you're such an amazing person. Shell, advance happy birthday. Maybe RLQ. There you go. See, Benchy girl. See, Benchy girl already knows that I've said it before, right? That I was going to sing. Thank you, Roger. It's tomorrow, and yeah, it's been about 3 years. See, I've known Shell about 3 years. Well, I'm not going to do a live tomorrow, so I think I'm going to have to sing it tonight sometime, right? But I'd really love to have someone come on live. Sai, press that button. I'm going to put that link again for someone to come on. Just come on and say hi. Come on. Neela wants me to sing. Okay, how about this? If I can get one person to come to click that button and just come on live, I will sing happy birthday. Just kidding. I'm gonna sing it regardless, but I'm just trying to get someone to come on live because I want to talk. I want to hear your story. I want to hear there are so many different stories. When I was going through mine, the reason why I thought that I was the only one is because, there was a moment in time where I had this hearing thing, and I thought I was the only one that had it, right? And then the whole thing with the whole family thing breaking up. I know it was it probably happened to a lot of people, but for some reason, it just felt like I was being targeted. That why why me? Out of like there's 8 billion people in the world. I have not done anything wrong. I'm a nice person. Then why am I going through this, right? But now I know. Oh, where's Kona? Okay. How about I bring Kona and then I'll sing happy birthday to Shell at the same time? Is that a deal? Okay, Kona. Let me see. Did you guys hear her growling? She was in a comfy position. So here you go. There's Kona. Say hi, Kona. Hi, Kona. So Kona, right here. What's this? Kona. Who's that? Who's that? Kona. Okay, so you guys all know Kona. How old is she now? Like 6 years or 7? 7 years old. We got her when she was a puppy, and I think you relate to my quote, right, Kona? Kiss. You relate to my quote about hope, about we know anything can happen tomorrow. So I'll just talk briefly about my story about Kona. So I was lying down on the couch. Some of you guys may have heard this before. And my wife and I think it was my 2 daughters, they were sitting in the kitchen. Then all I heard was dog. And they're like, and my daughter was like, "Oh yeah, we should go see her," because she already like found a photo of her. I think it was on Instagram or something like that, or Facebook Marketplace or something, and she already had her eye on her. And all I heard was like, "Okay, let's go see her." And then and then I was like, "How are we going to get a dog? How are we who's going to take care of her or the dog? Because I'm going through what I'm going through. My wife is working like every single day. My kids are going to school. My mom is there, but she doesn't have the energy to take care of my dog. So how are we going to do it?" And I was so against it. And I was actually angry, angry at the fact that they were going to bring this dog or go out and buy it or even go look for a dog. Right. But they didn't care. Luckily, they didn't care. So they went out and they showed me pictures of her with her siblings. Oops, sorry, CD. And they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna name her Kona." Right. And I was just like, when I first saw the photo, you know, I kind of felt it already that, the presence of her, like, I didn't see her in person because I didn't go with them to pick her out. But when they brought her home that day and she stepped inside the house, like like my house at that time felt really dark. But it felt like a light turned on, right? When she stepped into the house, and she jumped onto the couch, and she was lying and beside me, and I was like, maybe it wasn't a bad decision after all, right? And because during that time I was I was trying to shy away from my family and my kids, she came up to me and she didn't look at me and say, "Oh my gosh, this guy's got anxiety and depression. I got to stay away from him. I don't want to talk to him or whatever." But she licked me and kissed me and all that, and I was like, that's when I started to feel that love again. And ever since that, not only was I wanted to heal myself, because I wanted to get my family back and I wanted my life back, but when she came into my life, I wanted to be there for her as well, right? And we always wanted a sixth child. Never happened, but we considered Kona as our baby daughter that we didn't get. So, hi, sweetie. You changed my life, right? She changed my life. She really did. Look at these eyes. So do you want to say bye now, Kona? Look, you're live. Say bye. Say bye. All right, Kona. Bye. So that was Kona. Um, I think Bernadette, she's not here, but she wanted to see Kona because she really does have this energy. And I love before I go to bed, just press my face against her back and just like breathe in. And it's almost like, if if you're having a tough day, or things weren't haven't been going well for you, and you're just be able to just breathe in or kiss them or hug them, you feel something. There's some sort of exchange. Like I feel like she gives me a sense of like, don't worry, everything's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Just keep moving forward. That's what I get when I'm close to her, you know. And I think that's so important to have that support system, even though she's a dog, but it she made a huge difference in my life. So that is code. Helen, hey Helen, how are you doing? So sorry I didn't see you on the chat, but thank you so much for joining, Helen. It's been a while. How are you? Let me see who else I missed. Let's see. See. Sai says, I see that link, but I'm not ready. But Sai, you've been on twice, I think, haven't you? You have been on twice. Okay, I understand. Some of you may not be ready, and it's okay. Um, I'm gonna put this link one more time, and hopefully somebody will click it and then come on live, because I miss you guys. I miss talking to someone, because most of the time when I'm doing my lives, I'm just talking to you, even though you're there and you're listening to me. But having someone on the show is such a great experience, because I get a chance to talk to you face to face. I get a lot of DMs on Facebook, and and people come to me and they ask me and they tell me about their problems, and I just wish I was there in that room with them. Whether I'm holding their hand or we're at a we're just sitting down together, and if they needed a hug, I definitely be there for them. And that's why I want to travel. I want to be able to be there and physically be there, so that I can talk to people that way. But this is already great. There's nothing against talking live and talking about, but I'd really love to have someone here to go one on one with me, so we can have a conversation. I've been struggling lately, but your lives are inspiration. Thank you so much, Helen. Thank you so much. And I think that's why I love doing them, as I was saying before, like coming on live, talking, hearing about people's problems, because we all have them. We are all going through something, right? Whether small, whether it's small, whether it's big. And sometimes we just don't have that person to talk to run to, or maybe even listen to. Someone who's been through a very dark time in their life. And I think these success stories are very, very, very important and very inspirational to many people, because they look at it as, and I was talking about this earlier before in my life, that they're looking for someone with a very similar story, that that they went through this really horrible time, thinking that there is no hope, that this might be the end, that they might be living like this for the rest of their lives, right? um Especially when you've hit rock bottom. That is like, that is again one of probably the worst things to go through in life. And Benji girl, the exact feeling of what that feels like, right? So just listening to other people talk and just sharing your stories can help a lot. So Helen, would you like to come on? And I know it's probably a tough time for you, so but if you like, you don't have to come live one on one. But if you want to message me through Facebook, you can always do that. And just sometimes it's so good to, because when you're going through things, it's being held inside, and that creates your inner pain, right? So to even type it out to someone for them to hear, to just let it out. I did that by crying and my rage fits. That helped me release my inner pain, right? But even just talking and telling someone about what's going on, so that way you're not trapping it inside you, right? Because the more and more and more you trap inside, the darker it's going to be inside for you. And sometimes crying is not going to be enough, and that's when the yelling has to come out, right? Like yelling and crying, that really did it for me, because I did that every day, right? Like for almost 1 year straight. That's all I did, right? So I was able to do that. But again, if you want, you can always message me, and I'll be there for you, to help you through what you're going through, right? Benji Gill says, "Your heaven sent to us, RLQ. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. You're very, very welcome." And I say this a lot too about my story, how, at the beginning when I was talking about why, when I was looking up at God and I was saying, why me? Why is this happening to me? Out of 1 billion people, I'm a good person, aren't I? I kept saying that. I didn't understand why. Like, why do I have to go through like anxiety and depression, and my family's falling apart, and I just felt like it was the end, right? But after going through all of that, I realized that without this process, the process that I went through on my journey, I would never have really, number one, learned more about myself, realizing that loving yourself is like important thing besides, strengthening your mindset and focus, and that how powerful love is, right? How powerful the light is, right? Like to be able to live in that darkness, and my darkness hasn't been as long as a lot of people. Some people have been in it for like over 10 years or even more. Mine was like 3 years at most, right? But I felt that it was enough darkness that it felt like it was the end. Um, but to be able to go through that, to learn about life, to learn about love, and to learn to help people. I think that, and to find my passion. I mean, helping people, I finally discovered what my passion was after all those years going through. Like, I thought acting and singing, those were my two things that I thought I was going to be. Like, I really enjoyed doing that. At that time, I thought maybe it would have been my passion and maybe I would be happy, having a career doing that. But when I discovered that I could help people with what I write, and this was even before I started doing my videos, and I can hear people coming back to me and telling me that, wow, Roger, you know what, that is something I really needed to hear today. Or, what you told me today really changed the way I thought about life. Or, thank you for giving me hope, because now I believe that things are going to get better. Like, I I sometimes I feel like crying, because it's like, I think it's one of the best feelings to be able to know that you as a human being were able to help another human being, right? We all know how powerful money is and all that, and but I just look at that and I say, this beats money any day, to be able to be there and support someone or to help someone. And I'm sure you know the feeling too, when you help someone and you know that you were a part of their recovery, or you were able to make them happy again, or you're even able to make them smile. It is such a incredible feeling. And that is what being in the light is, and becoming the light, is that this feeling, you feel it all around you, right? And sometimes people ask, like, what is it like to be in the light, right? And I wouldn't have been able to answer it unless I had gone through complete darkness, right? Because you know what it feels to be in in like this dark prison cell, and to be able to finally grow your wings, and you're able to fly. I mean, you can just already see the difference just by me talking about it, right? It's like, the butterfly, right? It has to go when it's a caterpillar, it goes into a cocoon. It sits there and that's patience, right? It's in the dark for whatever, how long it has to be in the dark. But then, when it comes out, it completely evolved, and it grows its wings, and it starts to fly, and it's free. And that's what it feels like, right? Okay. Oh, I got this. I am nervous, and I would really love to join you. I would also put my story out there, especially when I am getting the help that was basically leading my life. Zachary, you're still here. I mean, Zachary, you don't have to come on for long, but I think you get really comfortable once you come on and we can start talking, because I really, really love your story. You haven't told me a lot about it, but when you first told me about it, it really reminded me of, like, literally me, right? And I think this is a really good opportunity for you to. I know you've probably talked to many, maybe you have, maybe you haven't, about your story, but I think you'll feel something out of it, because some people are still searching for a story like yours and a story like mine, so that they can relate to it and say, you know what, this guy or this person was able to hang in there, and that is a very tough thing to do, to hang in there, and to have hope, and to believe that you will see that light at the end of the tunnel, right? And Shell says, the first time I went through my darkness, I barely ever cried. However, after losing Bean, I have cried more in the past 5.5 months than I did in the previous 3 years. And, I think this also helped you, Shell, because I think you probably still had a lot of that inner pain still trapped inside you. I was never the type of person who cried a lot as well. Like, I literally never cried, right? Only during that time through my darkness is when I cried the most, right? But after I cried so much that I had no more cries. There were no more tears left in me, right? And that is because I was able, and again, it was also part of my rage fits as well, like screaming at the top of my lung. Like, I'm talking about like screaming like a crazy man, okay? Like yelling at the top of my lungs where my neighbor across the street can hear me. That's how, and when I take walks around, I would walk around the sidewalk and I would yell at the top of my lungs. So imagine a guy walking around the neighborhood and you're like, who is this crazy guy? That was me. I was doing that every single day. Because at that moment I didn't care. I was like, I have nothing to lose, right? So, but eventually that helped me, even though it was probably not. I wouldn't advise people to run around their neighborhood and scream at the top of their lungs, right? But it helped me. So, this process with you crying, Shell, I think it's going to help you even more, to release some of that inner pain that was still stuck within you. And of course, Coda was sent to you by God, and Bean probably helped, most likely helped you with that as well. And I think you are going to feel that more of that light, and yeah, it's going to be a great thing for you, Shell. Sai says, I agree with you, Helen. All the quotes of Sir Roger Lee are very inspiring and encouraging. Thank you. They are, Sai. Roger's quotes really helped me. Well, see, like this is like everything that you're saying right here. This is why I love what I do, because you know, again, when I was very, very young, even my through my high school days, I was so lost in what I wanted to do. But I knew deep down inside I wanted to do something that could help people. It could have been maybe the way my mother raised me, because she was always telling me about her stories about when she was in her past, and when she was bringing us up, she was always telling us to be kind to people, and and to love people, to never to hate, because hate is such a powerful thing. And we're going to go through that. We're going to have people that we hate, right? um and forgetting and forgiving, those are the two other things that are really hard to let go of too, like forgiving other people for bad things that they've done to you, or even forgetting, right? But there was a time when, like, during, you guys know about how my niece, I had this thing against my niece, because it was the day when I slipped and fell and hit my head, was because I had drove her home that night, right? And if I hadn't had driven her home, I wouldn't have slipped on ice, in which I thought was the reason why that caused me my anxiety and depression. So I blamed my niece for everything, and I hated her, and I hated everyone that was related to her, like her side of the family, which her mom is my wife's sister. Like, I literally banned them from coming into my house, right? So it was really difficult for my family, especially my wife, because she had to literally tell my sister-in-law, never step into my house ever again, because Roger doesn't want you here anymore, right? And there's a time when, Michaela, which is my niece, came over one time. I literally told her, yelled at her, and I said, "What are you doing here?" And I yelled at her so hard, like she was my own daughter, and she cried, right? And it's something that I shouldn't have done, but again, when you're in a state of going through that darkness, it's almost like some of the things that happen to you are uncontrollable, and those things were happening to me, right? And then when I started healing myself, I told myself, one of the things you have to do, Rogers, you have to start letting go. And there was nothing to forgive, because she didn't do anything that, but to me, I thought that she was the reason why, right? But I said, I have to let go of the thought that Michaela was the reason why I have anxiety and depression, right? So, I invited her to my the Christmas, the following Christmas I was coming. I invited her, and I invited my sister-in-law to come over to start again, right? Because I knew that what I did was wrong. And they had nothing. That what she did that night was nothing. I mean, she didn't do anything, that for me to have blamed her for that incident, right? And it lifted so much off my shoulders, and it was probably like, I can't even explain that feeling because it was almost like crying for almost a year and realizing that, hey, you know what? I don't feel that inner pain anymore. It was like that. Right. And now she comes over, well, she came over yesterday. She comes almost every day, right? And we watch basketball. So I'm so glad that I made that decision. And it's those changes. Sometimes, it's hard to make those changes. You feel that, what, even if I make these changes, are better things going to happen? Sometimes you just have to do it, right? And you just never know that it might be one of the best decisions you're ever going to make, right? Patty, you are here. Hey, Patty. See, Patty's been here live. Hey, Patty, I've been trying to get people to come online, but I've had a couple of people that say that they're too shy, and that's okay. But Patty's been here many times live. You guys know Patty. She's one of my regulars. How are you doing, Patty? It's okay. You're late. I was thinking, did she have dance today? And I was like, wait, it's Sunday, so maybe she's busy. But I messaged you anyways. And I'm so happy you're here. And I brought my water because Patty reminds me, but I haven't drank anything yet. So everyone knows Patty. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, so I'm gonna drink my water because I've been talking for a while now. I'm still trying to get someone to come online. So Patty, if you don't mind, to give an example of what it's like to have someone here on a one-on-one, I'm gonna put the link here again. For anybody, again, I'm not forcing anybody, but if you feel that you're ready, you can come on and do a one-on-one with me. And we could talk about hope. And how maybe talk about something that you went through in the past that you almost lost hope, but something amazing happened that you thought wouldn't happen. And it's a good reminder to anyone if they ever had gone through that experience to always remember to never lose hope, right? Because anything can happen tomorrow, right? So Patty, are you ready to come on live? I know Patty's always, you're probably having dinner or something, so I don't want to catch you if you're too busy. Um, I'm like Zachary. I think I'll message you on Facebook. Okay, no problem, Nina. I'm scrolling back. And then whenever you're ready, guys, because I know it's tough. It's easy for me to say on this side and say, come online to come on live because I've done so many of them. But for those that haven't really experienced to be, to come on a live show and to be on camera and to talk, especially if you have a story that you want to tell, but you don't want to really share it. It might be too personal. It's totally understandable. So all you have to do is just message me on Facebook and let me know when you're ready, so that I can have you come on in advance. I could put on description or something and let people know that that you're coming on, and then we can have an experience, and we can share your story. Because I really want to. Wait, hold on a second. I need to get on my laptop. Oh my gosh, Patty's gonna grab her laptop, and Veggie Girl's like, "Go, Patty! Go, Patty!" Yeah, Patty's awesome. Has a lot of energy. So many things to say. If you haven't seen Patty before, you will if once she gets her laptop set up. I don't mind sharing my stories. I enjoy helping others, and it also helps me with the healing process. Hey, Shell, if you want, you can come on too. I know you're a little bit teary today. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. About your birthday song, Shell. Okay, it's coming, Shell. It's coming. That's why I had to drink my water because my voice is kind of dry right now. So I'm gonna have to drink some water. I know you guys want to hear me sing. So whoever is here, still here watching, you're going to get a chance to hear me sing. And some of you guys have heard me sing, but I wanted to practice my singing, but again, during my healing process, because what I do is when I'm on my computer, I would sing at the same time as I'm working, right? But there is a time I wasn't. Remember, I was telling you I wasn't able to actually sit on this chair. Yeah, so I wasn't able to practice during that time. But just warming up. I don't. And Sai is rooting for Shell too. There was a time when I brought, I think, 2 or 3 people on at the same time. I could bring more than one person on, guys. So if it doesn't have to be a one-on-one, it could actually be like 3 people. I can have up to 9 people here talking at the same time, so that it would be almost like we were at a table having dinner and we're just sitting there talking, right? Go RLQ. I'm trying to get. I'll be home in a few. Out my computer. I'm trying to get. I'll be home. You're not even home, Patty. Are you in the car right now driving? Shell, maybe another time. Not tonight. Coda is barking and he needs to go to sleep. Okay, no problem, Shell. No problem. Who is going to be the one today to come on live with me and talk about the story? It feels like I'm trying to sell something, right? Um, I hope it works. And then I have to sing. No, I want to sing. It's not like I have to, but I'm going to because it's Shell's a special day. Yeah, I remember going through that time. And when they were trying to celebrate my birthday when I was having my anxiety and depression, man, those were tough days. Especially Christmas. Those Christmas days were really hard too. It's like you don't really care for that moment because nothing really matters to you anymore, and it's so hard because you want to enjoy it with the people that you love, but you can't because there's just so much in your mind. Like it's just you forget how to smile. Like literally, you forget how to smile. You forget how to love. You because there's just so much like um hatred and I think there was so much anger in me that which created that hate, right? I was so angry the fact that I was going through what I was going through. And and then again, I started blaming people for it. But and that led to me hating my neighbors because I was like, why are they going through so much happiness when I'm going through this, and why can't I have that of what because they have that, and I looked at everyone that way. And the more my perspective changed towards that way of being envious and jealous, the more I started to hate who I was, and I hated my life, right? And that's how powerful dark energy is, right? And that's why it's so important to try to figure out what you can do to try to start clearing your mind so that you don't have to you're not allowing those negative thoughts to attack you every single day, right? You basically have to jump right in there. And and I talk a lot about that filing cabinet, how you have to start sorting those thoughts. Start reminding yourself which ones are the ones that are going to help you get to the next level. If you start when you start wanting to work on that better version of yourself, what are those thoughts that you're going to think about every single day that are going to help get you to that place, right? Because you obviously thinking negatively all day is not going to help you get to that better version of yourself, right? It's the complete opposite. So you have to start teaching yourself how, like that's why I talk a lot about focus, right? That is the first thing, and I talk a lot about it is because that is because if everything starts with the mind and all your thoughts are coming from it, then you have to be able to get in there first to start, figuring out and start pinpointing those thoughts that are going to help you for today and tomorrow, right? And once you start doing that, you're going to see that it's going to make a big difference in your life. That's why affirmations and quotes, they help. When people tell me, like how you were saying earlier, how my quotes have helped you a lot, is because when you read it, you may feel like um, either oh, Roger's telling me this right now, because he went through something dark, and this helped him through his healing process. This is going to help you as well, right? Michelle. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Hey, Roger, just saw you're on. That I posted on Facebook. I'm not sure if you saw it on Facebook. I posted on Instagram as well, but I'm so glad you saw it. Maybe did you see the notification on the stories? Because I did post it on the stories, but I'm so glad you joined, Michelle. So I've been here for about an hour, but I have been talking a lot about hope, and I mentioned a couple of things that happened to me in the past about times when you felt that where you almost lost hope, then all of a sudden something great happened to you. And it's about that not losing hope ever, because again, anything can happen tomorrow, or anything can happen in the next few years. But we just always have to keep reminding ourselves that that your story right now is, or whatever you're going through, is not the end. It's not the last chapter, or there that there's never going to be brighter days ahead of you, because so much has happened to me after you know after that time when I was going through my darkness, when I believed to myself that nothing good was going to ever happen to me ever again, right? But so many good things happened to me, right? Okay, so Patty says, I'm at home, I just can't get my stupid computer to come up. You're on YouTube, right? Yep, YouTube. Just click on the, yeah, just go on the, aren't you on YouTube right now, Patty? You should be able to send a link. Wait, I'm gonna put the link again. Michelle says, goes hand in hand with faith. It definitely does. It definitely does. Oh, there's so many times where, there's one time I didn't have any faith at all. I know it's bad, but it is the truth. Because I felt that I kind of felt abandoned. And I don't know if everyone goes through that, but I came to a point where I just felt like he forgot about me, and that's why I have what I have. But I learned a big lesson, that I had to go through something this dark in order to teach myself about life so that I could teach others. And it goes hand in hand about helping people. If I hadn't gone through this experience, I wouldn't know what to say to people, right? Because I didn't go through anxiety and depression. I didn't have to go, help myself from rock bottom and climb all the way to the top of the mountain to discover what the light is, right? And how powerful love is, and how powerful loving yourself is. I never had that, but now I do, and and I believe that God sent me through that journey, so that he knew that I had a mission, I had a purpose. I finally found out what my purpose was after thinking for so many years, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? What do I love doing? What can I do that I can wake up in the morning every single day and say, I can't wait to get started, and I have that now. So thank you, God, once again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, Okay, so I'm gonna post this link again for Patty, just in case you didn't see it. So Michelle, I was just saying that you've been to my YouTube lives before. I'm trying to get someone to come on live, so to talk about a story about hope. So there is a link there. So if you would like, you could come on too, Michelle. And if you have a story that you would like to share, you click that link, and then I can bring you on, and we could talk about your story. And you could share with others what you went through, so that people, like maybe the people here, there's going to be other people watching this after, when it's posted on my channel, that they can listen to someone else's story about hope, right? And to learn to never give up, because there were so many times I almost gave up, right? Even my journey writing quotes, I gave up. I literally gave up, right? And sometimes, I have a little thought. Sometimes, you know, should I keep writing? Not anymore, obviously, but back in the day, this was like maybe 2 years ago. But I kept telling myself, Roger, you remember why you started, and just remember about all the people that you are helping, and that pushed me even more every single day, right? Me too. I almost gave up a few times, right, Shell? I think a lot of us have gone through that point in our life, in our past, where we just felt like, what is the point? Actually, I think about 6, 7 months ago, I said, what is the point? I think I told people that, because when I got sick 3 times in six, no, was it? I got sick 3 times within 6 months. And I just felt like I was climbing this mountain, and I kept slipping. Every time I got back up, I kept slipping back. I kept taking steps back. Even with my quotes, I always talk about like taking that step forward, and those little steps are one day going to become big steps and stuff. I still have that thought telling me, what is the point, of trying to like work out every single day when you're just going to get sick again? And this thing, when I hurt myself again, the same thing, right? It's like, when, right? But you just have to remind yourself, you have to keep moving. You just have to keep moving forward. There is only one direction, that's moving forward, right? Like you going to the past and revisiting your past and thinking about all the bad things you made in the past, the decisions that you made. Yes, we all make bad decisions. We've all made mistakes, but that's all part of our journey, learning from it, right? And when I had this thing happen to me again, I was telling myself, okay, what can I do differently this time so that I can avoid it happening again? And I think one of the things that I did was I changed my pillow, because I realized that the way I was sleeping and the pillow that I was sleeping on may have caused that strain that started on my neck, right? So now my sleeps are way better. Like, that pillow makes such a big difference. And I don't know why I was sleeping on that pillow for such a long time. Neela says, please do put your quotes as a book, Roger. I will definitely want a copy of it. Actually, I've been doing some research on that, Neela. I started coughing again. I hope it's not I'm getting sick again. But anyways, I was doing some research on publishing a book, where it's I would just submit it to a publisher and it's print on demand. So I am definitely going to dive more into that, and I will let you know, because I've had, it's so weird, right? The past week I've had so many people ask me, do I have a book? Do I have a book? So I think that's a sign that that is probably the next step forward, is to actually write a book, a physical book. Okay, it's not going to be ebook. And oh, by the way, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. You probably saw it the other day. I'm trying to reach 8,000 subscribers. So once I do that, you are going to receive you've probably received my previous ebooks, which have been around 50 pages, but this one's going to be 80 pages. It's going to be my biggest ebook yet. So when I hit 8,000 subscribers, you're going to get a new free ebook. It's completely new. I have to redesign it, and I don't know how long that's going to take me to do, but I'm going to start working on it soon. And hopefully you guys can help me subscribe to my channel so that I can start working on this thing. You know what? I'll probably start working on it, even though it's only at 7,200 right now. But I still got a long way to go. But if you could share this, if you could help share my channel to the people, your friends and family, that would be so awesome. Tracy says, I talk to God all the time, every day. I am still dealing with long COVID and will probably for the rest of my life. And talking to God every day, single day, helps so much. I did that. At first, I was asking him why, but then after that, it was all about thanking him for giving me a second chance at life. Because again, when I slipped, I could have landed any other way, right? My head could have hit somewhere else. That could have been my last. I always say, take the opportunity for the second chance that you're given, and do what you can to help people, right? And try to love as many as you can, and be compassionate, and just help those who need help, right? To help them find the light. So please do. Your quotes help me so much. Thank you. Oh yeah, I see. I definitely will. I'm just trying to figure out the design, but I'll work on that later. I think what I have to do is try to I have to go through all my quotes. I don't know how many quotes I've written, but I do have everything saved. So I could start working on which quotes I would like to put in my new book. RLQ, The Man Behind the Shades. What do you think of that title? Nah, right? No. Tracy says, my lady's Bible study resumes in the fall, and I've been trying to attend in person. That'd be great, Tracy. Maybe you should. That'd be great, right? To go to these type of groups, right? To get to be in a circle of people that have that same belief system as you, and because you're as you are there, you will be receiving that positive love energy from them as well, right? So is Patty still here? I think she's still trying to figure out how to come online. But maybe I should sing the birthday song to Shell since she's still here. So it is Shell's birthday tomorrow. She has been following me for over 3 years now. And she is one of my most loyal not fans, but followers on all my platforms, like everywhere that I post my content, she is there. I don't think she's missed any of my lives, maybe once or twice, but she's been there for me. And I thank you so much, Shell, and Bean, because Bean was there with you during that time, and now Coda. And it really, really means so much to me to have that support and your loyalty to my RLQ page. So I can't leave. I'm waiting for your song. Okay, good, because I'm going to sing that right now. Your title sounds interesting. It is you. You like that, Helen? The Maybe the man behind the shit. I'll come up with a you know what? I'll come up with a title for my book, and then I'll have like a poll, and I'll see whichever one people like the most, and that is the one I'm gonna go with. But I because I was thinking about writing my book, and I was thinking that was one of the titles that popped up because it started off with me with my sunglasses and my hair. So maybe that is I don't know, but that would be funny. I don't know. It does kind of have a nice ring to it, right? So I was given a second chance after COVID. Yes, see, Tracy, sometimes it's that that second chance is something that we must think about as well, right? And be grateful for. And then, we think about what we should be grateful for all the things that we have in our life already, because a lot of people didn't make it through COVID, right? And then you have to tell yourself, I did, and I know you might have that you have symptoms from it still, right? But we each still have to live each day to the fullest, and try to enjoy our life as much as possible, right? How about Mr. Shades? RLQ, Mr. Shades. What do you guys think? See, you guys are helping me with that title. It's just kind of cool. It's just kind of cool. I like that Tracy says I like that. Mr. Shades. And then that'll make people be, I wonder what that means. Does that have something to do with his quotes? That's very interesting. I'll definitely if I use that title, I'll definitely let people know you're the one who came up with that, Benjigo. Mr. Shades, that's great. All right, guys, you guys ready? I'm gonna sing Happy Birthday to Shell. This special song for her. Because it is her birthday tomorrow. So are you guys ready? Thank you so much for waiting. Thank you for all those that have been waiting for me to actually sing. Some of you guys have heard me sing Happy Birthday. I've done it on my Facebook Lives. But I am going to sing it right now. Are you guys ready? I don't have any music background because I'm going to do it a cappella. So Benji Girl's so ready because I think she has to go somewhere and she's been waiting for me to sing that song. So here it goes, guys. To Shell on her birthday tomorrow. Again, thank you so much, Shell, for your support. And I wish you the best. And I wish you an amazing day tomorrow on your special day. And Tracy says yes to that here. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm prolonging this. Okay. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Chef. Happy birthday to you. And that is a Shell. Happy birthday, Shell. I know it was short. I could have made it longer, but that was the song for Shell. Thank you so much, Shell. Happy birthday on a super amazing day tomorrow. There you go. You're very welcome, Shell. You're very, very welcome. And Coda, I hope he isn't sleeping. I hope you heard that too, because he is God sent, and he's gonna be there. Have a super amazing time with him tomorrow. You have summer school tomorrow, don't you? Happy birthday, Shell, says Neela. Thank you for the applaud, Sai. Yeah, I didn't have any background music. Sorry, guys. But I think a cappella sometimes sounds pretty good too. We've had so many birthdays. Our family's so big, so I get a lot of practice. So there's a time during the year where we have like a lot of cake, because we celebrate our dog's birthdays too. So we have a dog. My eldest daughter has a dog, and my niece Michaela has a dog. So we celebrate their birthday. They make cakes for them for their birthdays, and then again, we have a big family. So we have like a birthday like every month, right? We just celebrated my youngest son's birthday in May, and then the next one is my sister. No, my brother's birthday is coming up. His birthday is in 2 weeks. So happy birthday, Pat. His birthday is going to be soon. And then my sister's birthday is in August. Who am I missing? And then it's going to be my birthday in November. Oh, sorry, and then my second daughter's birthday the day after. And then, oh, I can go on. I can go on. In December, we had and my mom's birthday, and my niece's birthday, and my sister-in-law's birthday are all in December. Whoa, so much cake to eat. So much cake to eat. Sai says your voice is so wonderful. Thank you so much. And Shell says I took tomorrow off and from summer school. Oh, perfect. So you can spend the whole day with Coda, which is going to be super amazing. Yeah, so that's a taste of my voice. I can sing Elvis pretty good. My voice is low enough for that. But I've been trying to train myself to sing much higher. Not Michael Jackson high and not Bruno Mars high, because I want to sing like Bruno Mars, but I have to lower his key a little bit. But that's challenging myself, right? I know I can sing low, but I want to sing high as well, right? So it's all about trying to get better, and that's why I sing as I work, because I try to do two things at once. But it brings me joy. Singing brings me joy. So as I work, it brings me joy. When I sing, it brings me joy. So I get two things that bring me joy at the same time. So that's a lot of joy sitting on this chair, right? So Shell says, thank you all so much. I appreciate it. Tracy says, you sound good. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much, Tracy. Sometime in the near future, hopefully it's soon, before Christmas, I'll be able to sing with music, and to sing a song that I remember. The one time I asked, what song would you like me to hear, and there was like a list of hundreds of songs of people that wanted me to hear me sing. I might have to go back to that list and pick out a couple of songs. And I love singing love songs, romantic songs. I don't know why, but I just do. And a lot of them are from the 90s. Some of the great songs that came out were from that time. So hopefully one day I'll be able to do that for you guys. Tracy says, how is my mom? My mom is super amazing. She is here at my house right now. I think she made dinner already, which I haven't. You know what, guys? I haven't eaten anything all day because I woke up at 5 p.m. because I slept at 10 in the morning. And I got straight to work. And then I had to set up for this YouTube live. But I'm fine. I'm good. I'm ready to eat my meal after this. And then work again. And then hopefully I'll get a chance to watch a movie with my daughters, who are in front of me right now. Get a chance to watch, right? Get a chance to spend time with my kids, because they are off from school right now. And, I want to spend as much time with them. But again, that is after I eat, and I know Patty's probably going to remind me, or Farhana to remind me to eat. So Michelle says, what day in November, Roger? I'm the 12th. No way, Michelle. That is my daughter's birthday. It's November 12th. My birthday is November 11th. So you are a day right after. Oh, there, Shell remembers November 11th, the Remembrance Day here in Canada. Yeah, I always do a live on my birthday. I don't think I did one this year because I was actually sick on my birthday, which was a bummer. Because I was looking forward to doing my live on my birthday, and I was sick, and I was so like, oh, that was actually the start. Actually, everything started back in July, when I hurt myself. But yeah, it is on the 11th, and you have the same birthday as my daughter, on the 12th. So one of the funny stories I want to talk about, really short, if you guys don't know about it, is on my birthday, we were at my birthday dinner, and my wife's water broke, right? Right after we had dinner. So we rushed to the hospital, and we're like, oh my gosh, my first child is going to be on my birthday. I'm going to have the same birthday as me. And I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing, right? My first child is going to have a birthday on the same day as me. And what are the chances of that, right? But we went home that night. She didn't come out that day. Wait, did we go? Yeah, we went back home, but then we had to go back to the hospital because, it was happening. So, I think my daughter was like, nah, I don't want to have the same birthday as my dad. So she waited a little bit past 12. She came out a couple of hours after that. So, my daughter was born the day after us. So she's a Scorpio, just like me. And she looks like she's right in front of me, probably like, I don't know what daddy's talking about, but she looks like me with long hair, right? Oh, that's crazy. Crazy. I remember it because Bean's birthday is in November as one of my best friends. Right. Oh yeah, that's right. Bean's birthday is in November. That's right. Tracy says enjoy your day tomorrow, Shell. Patty says, wow, very beautiful. Shell says, thank you, Tracy. And Shell says, you're funny. Oh man, I love these lives. It would be much fun, more fun if I had someone here with me to talk with me because you know what? Okay, guys, next live, which will be next week. I hope you're ready because I'd really love. We can actually have two people on, and we can have a great time. That's why the people here. I love you guys so much. You guys are so loving, and we do have a really great time, especially when I do have people on. I remember one time Tracy came on. Remember Tracy? You came on and you were like eating something from Dairy Queen, I think it was. But we were just and you were having times connecting, but we were laughing our head off because it was just so funny. I don't know why, but Tracy, you just brought so much positive energy, and hopefully I can have you on again. But we had a great time. Shell says November 12th, 27th is Bean's birthday. He would be 12 if he was still here. Yeah, 12 is a long time too as well. So Bean is here, Shell. Bean is watching us right now. Uh, um, so yeah. Oh wait, I think I missed something from. Oh wait, someone here, Neela. We have another November baby here. Neela's birthday is on November 14th. Wow, so it's going to be a big event when I do my live here on YouTube for my birthday because there's so many of us that have a birthday in November. Um, Zachary says, when I sing Hey Jude at karaoke, I have the place that I sing at going crazy. Hey, Zach, you sing too? Um, yeah, I haven't gone to a karaoke bar in a long time because I have like karaoke set up at my house, but we have a great time singing karaoke here at home. We actually did it like maybe 2 weeks ago. We sung together as a family. But yeah, we like singing is especially fun with your friends and family, especially after a couple of drinks. I don't drink, but it's more fun when I see that my family has a beer or two, because that's when you just kind of like just say screw it, just sing, go out there and sing. So let's see, Janet. Hey Janet, how are you doing? Glad for you to join. Janet's birthday here is on June the 3rd. Oh, happy belated birthday, actually, Janet. Um, my brother's birthday is on June 28th, so he is I think 3.5 years younger than me. But he's in Hong Kong right now. You guys know him, Pat Lee. I've had him live a couple of times. So you know what? Maybe I'll bring him on his birthday. We have so many stories to talk about. So much stuff that happened to us while he was here living in Canada. Right now he lives in Hong Kong. So hopefully one day I haven't seen him in over 5-6 years. I was actually supposed to go visit him. No, he was actually supposed to visit us, but COVID hit, right? So that ruined his plans. So hopefully I'll be able to either visit him in Hong Kong or he'll have time to come visit me and my family and come see mom again because my mom misses him very much, a lot. Helen says, that's my son's birthday. Janet, mine is the 6th. Wow, there's some sort of weird connection going on here, right? We have two people here on June the 6th. Oh, wait, no. My son's birthday, Janet, mine is the 6th. Oh, your Helen's son's birthday is on the 3rd, and Helen's birthday is on the 6th. So we have, happy belated birthday to you too, Helen, if your birthday was on the 6th. Wow, see, there's something going on here, some weird energy connecting us all together. So, what was I going to say? I was going to tell you another story of mine about hope. I guess I'm going to tell you because since it's about the quote, when I wrote this quote, it wasn't about this story. It was mainly with what through my darkness with my anxiety and depression. But I just want to tell this story for anybody that is working on something right now. Zachary, for example, is working on a new podcast. And I can't wait for that to get started, or if you've started it, and your success with that. So my brother and I, we started a comic book publishing company. And that was something that was kind of unheard for, two young Canadian boys, to start off with. But we started a comic book company. We created our own intellectual property. And it did really well. because we brought in the anime style, the Japanese anime style, to the American comic book industry, which was not seen before. So it got very popular, but all of a sudden, like after less than 2 years, maybe a year and a half, we start to see the sales decline. And we were at a point where we almost thought we would have to go bankrupt, right? And we thought, oh my gosh, we worked so hard. We got to this point, and now we've come to the point where we're thinking about closing the company, and everything that we really saw big things coming because we were so successful at that point, right? And then now we're thinking about like closing it down, and it was a very difficult time for my brother and I. But there was one day we went to this cafe that we went to every single day, and we bumped into this guy, out of the blue. And he overheard us talking about our comic books, and then we started talking, and all of a sudden we start talking about Transformers, right? Transformers, and how Hasbro was looking for someone to do their comic book, and he was like, maybe I can try helping you, right? So weeks passed, we started talking, and then we approached Hasbro with the idea of our company doing the comic book for Transformers, incorporating our style of Japanese anime with the Transformers, because it was very, very popular as a cartoon and as a toys as well, but it was kindly forgotten by people. And out of this is like including Marvel and DC and Dark Horse and all those big publishing companies. We were, we were selected out of all those companies, these two young Canadian boys with a dream. And they picked us out of all of them to do their comic book. So we made Transformers. Transformers the comic book became the #1 selling comic book in North America. We beat Spider-Man, X-Men, you name it, like Superman. We beat all of them, right? And that was such a big accomplishment. And this goes back to going through that time when my brother and I almost closed the company. Like we just almost called quits, but somehow, some way, a miracle happened, right? And I was talking about that person that we met. We were able to then find a way to get our hands on the license for the Transformers the comic book, and our company just blew up from there. We did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, we did Capcom titles, a video game like Devil May Cry, and then all of a sudden, like, all these toy companies started calling us, and we even actually landed movie deals in Hollywood. So it's like, you just never know what's going to happen, right? So it was a big moment for us. I don't have the company with my brother anymore, but I look back at that experience like, wow, what a journey. And I sometimes I look back and say, what if we did continue that, right? But I'm happy where I am right now, for what I'm doing right now. This is like, I couldn't have asked for anything more. But that chapter in my life was it was a great experience, and I'm so blessed to have had that opportunity to go through that. So so everyone's still talking about birthdays here. Tracy says, I am May 31st, Gemini. My hubby Steven is a Gemini, June 20th. Oh, tell your husband happy birthday, Steven. Happy birthday, Steven, whose birthday is coming up in 6 days. Janet says, okay. Zachary says, I am working on putting together at a studio. I don't have everything just yet. I'm working on putting together at the office. I want to work becoming a guest speaker plus karaoke host. Wow, that's awesome. That is good planning. That is a great vision that you have. When I first started, I was trying to figure out a way on how I can share my story. And the first thing that I thought of was a YouTube channel and creating videos, but I wasn't prepared to do that, right? So I had to think of another way of doing it. And I reminded myself that, during my healing process, reading quotes was like one of the biggest things that helped me get better, right? So I said, I should maybe try writing my own quotes. And from there, when I started writing my quotes, I had a vision of myself already that I wanted to do, like videos on YouTube, and possibly one day do live streams and recording podcasts, right? So as long as you have that vision and you can see it every day and you work on it every single day, you're consistent at it, and the most important thing is believing in yourself and believing that this is going to happen. Okay, I know you're going to have some doubts sometimes, and I know you're going to take some steps. Some days it's going to feel like you're doing all this work and you're not seeing any results, but and that happened to me when I started writing quotes and I gave up and I stopped writing quotes. I had doubts, right? So I stopped, right? But then I still continue to move forward because, again, I said earlier on the stream that I reminded myself why I started. So if you ever come to the point where you feel like giving up and you said, no, this isn't what this isn't for me, or I'm wasting my time, tell yourself the same thing and ask yourself, why did I start this in the first place? Right? You've already started, so just keep going, because you're never going to know if you're going to be successful unless you keep going. All right. So, and I believe that you're gonna get this. You're right. You're hopefully one day you're gonna invite me to one of your podcasts, and I'd be more than happy to be on your show. So Patty says, I'm having an Elvis birthday party August 17th to end my birthday. To end my birthday is the 21st. Is your birthday August 21st, Patty? Because that's my sister's birthday. Or, all right, so your Elvis party is the 17th. To end my birthday, so you do have the same birthday as my sister. Whoa, this is so strange. So I have somebody that's the same birthday as my daughter, and somebody the same birthday as my sister. Wow, amazing. Can I come to your party, Patty, the Elvis one? Because I'll sing some Elvis songs. That'll be pretty interesting, right? Oh my gosh. And Zachary says, for as a guest speaker and podcaster. Let me know, Zach, when you get that done, because I can't wait for that to happen for you. I'm so excited for you. Tracy says, this is July. It's coming soon. August. Oh, did I say, for the June? Did I say something? You know what? Time flies. It is July. Stephen is is the part where Stephen is Gemini, June 20th, and I calculated. Okay, so happy belated birthday to Stephen, whose birthday was June 20th, because it's not June. As Tracy said, it's July. So, oh my gosh. I wish it was June, because if it was June, I'd still have my summers would be longer. But summer for us is so short. I mean, like, once August is done, summer is over, right? So I have to enjoy my summers as much as possible. I have to go outside as much as possible to enjoy the sun as much as possible. And we haven't been getting a lot of that. So I'm just kind of like, I mean, the other day, I think it was yesterday, I spent most of my time outside because we were having a barbecue. So I went out, my grass was about literally 3 feet tall. It took me about almost 3 hours to cut the entire backyard, but I had a lot of fun doing it. I challenged myself. It was great. And then right after that, I had to clean my barbecue, and then I had to I had to cook for my family. So there was almost a 5-hour run until I didn't eat. But I had a great time still. It was very challenging. I was dreading it when I woke up in the morning. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do this, I have to do that. But once I got started, I was like, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this, and then at the end of it, after I ate my dinner, and then I was like, yeah, I proved to myself that I could do it, so. And I spent, my time outside, which was great as well. So, you guys, since I haven't eaten anything all day and my dinner is waiting for me, I am going to go have it now. I'm going to have my dinner. But it's been a blast, I love doing my lives here on YouTube. And I'm going to try to make this consistent. And I apologize that my last one was over, what did I say? 5 months ago, I think my last live was here on YouTube. I want to do this more often. And hopefully I'll be able to have one of you as a guest on my show. If you're ready, if you are ready, message me and let me know. And then we could prepare for it even before you actually come on, instead of just popping on and you don't know what to say. And we're gonna have a really great time. And Patty, I'm sorry if you're getting ready to come on, and I don't know if you're able to come on today, but we'll definitely save that for my next show, my next live stream here on YouTube, right, Patty? You're gonna be prepared, because you're always prepared, and I can't wait to have you on here. So again, my next live will probably be on Facebook. I might put it somewhere in the middle of the week, like on Wednesday, and on Facebook, because I wasn't able to do my Facebook live here I mean, on the weekend, because I did this one instead. So my next live will probably be on Facebook somewhere like Wednesday, Thursday, and then hopefully I'll be able to do another YouTube live on the weekend on Saturday or Sunday. But I definitely will let everybody know in advance so you guys will know when I'm going to be doing it. So Shell says, thank you, Roger, and everyone for the birthday wishes and love. You're all appreciated. Stay safe and cool. You're very, very welcome, Shell. Happy birthday again. Sai says, enjoy your day. Dinner, Sir Roger Lee, by everyone. Thank you so much, Sai. Thank you for sticking from the beginning to here. I've been talking for almost 2 hours. And it's always great to see you guys. Love you so much, Sai. Hopefully, next live you will not be so shy to come on. I love having you on, Sai. You're such a oh man, you bring so much positivity, and you make me laugh. You make me laugh, and I love it. Good night, Michelle. You know what, Michelle? I'm gonna message you on Facebook the next time. I didn't get a chance to message everybody that I was gonna be here, but I do tend to message my regulars that watch my YouTube. So I'll message you on Facebook, Michelle, to let you know when my next live will be. So thanks again to everyone. Thank you, Helen. Helen says enjoy, and for coming to watch me again here on live. I will catch you hopefully on Wednesday on Facebook, and then next weekend here on YouTube. All right, guys. So enjoy. Oh, I was gonna say enjoy the rest of the weekend, but the weekend's over. But it's okay. The new week is coming, so enjoy your new week. Remember your to take care of yourself, love yourself as much as you can, and be grateful for the things that you already have. And your mind matters. All right, guys. Take care. I love you guys so much, and I'll catch you on my next live stream. Love you guys so much. Take care. Bye.